Art is a spiritual technology.
Wherever I go, I can be like, okay, this is north, this is south because of Detroit.
All these cultures that are inside the city are what I like to put on a plate.
Stories and fantasies that last always have truth to them.
Detroit is the Black story.
This is Container on the Metro, a series uplifting the voices of Detroit creatives across food, art, music, and fashion. I'm Tia Graham. In this episode, we say what up, though, to Elonte Davis.
How everybody doing? My name is Elonte Davis.
Elonte is a photographer. He is a 2025 Kresge Fellow and has been featured in Forbes magazine, Detroit Institute of Arts, and Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. For Elonte, photography is a powerful tool to spread love and joy, to shift people's perceptions of themselves. Elonte explains what his childhood was like in Detroit. He says even with little resources, the community was tight-knit and took care of each other.
I grew up on the east side. I'm like 7 Mile in Hoover, 6 Mile in Gunston. Growing up in Detroit on the east side, it was sweet to me. It was real community, friends, a lot of sports activities, normal kid activities, bikes, traveling, walking, a lot of basketball. We still drank water from the hoses. Then we still had a close-knit. We all played football. We all played sports for real. So we was a village, a community, and the parents, they took turns taking us to football practice. So they talked, the kids, we all hung together. And then if you was looking for your kid, you just called one of the parents and stuff,
Could you talk about the village that Detroit was for you?
Oh, yeah. I got a fire village. I got a lot of mothers. I got Miss Bab, Miss Evans. I got Miss Hicks. She just got remarried, so she Miss Bates now. RP to Miss Dorsey. I moved in with them when I left the crib, 18. I kind of was in the streets, not in the streets, but on the streets. I had to find somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
At the high school, and I stayed with them. So I was a little homeless, couch to couch. And then one day I was coming out the barbershop, and then one of my friends, big brother was like, bro, you still ain't back at the crib with your pops, man. You might as well just come over with us. And then I had moved in with them, and so my friend, he was in college, so I just took over his room. Yeah. So yeah.
Talk about that time in life for you. What was going through your mind when you're just trying to find somewhere to go?
So I'm 18. I think I was doing Macomb Community College. Whoever kind of was close to the college, I was trying to be at their crib, catch buses, pocket full of change, buy little coffees and stuff, little granola bars. That's what you eat when you be stretching it. Basically, what y'all see now, this is what I was in the back of my head. So let's say if we on a computer, something about to download, you can just leave it there. You got to come back. I felt like this to download. It just took a minute to get to where I'm at. Yeah. So I always wanted I was creative. And then just growing up in Detroit, without certain type of resources, they gonna make you creative. Mm-hmm. So you either create something or somebody gonna tell you what to do.
And that's one of my questions as well, is about growing up. Did you always know that you had this creative spirit? You always had an eye for it? You said no.
Nah. I ain't I really appreciate the arts community in Detroit because it showed me it's more to Detroit than what we grew up in seeing. So we know we got the hustlers, we got the fashion, we got the, the terror, the violence or whatever. So with the arts, I just remember even right now when I'm talking to you, I'm just driving down 94 freeway, and I was talking to my people. And it was I was just thinking about the design in my head, and it was stuck in my head. And that's when I kind of knew. So I kind of was hustling to get me a MacBook to start to get in this. So this around 2012, 2013. I was dang, I want a MacBook, because I had this idea for a graphic t-shirt. So I started making clothes first, and then I picked up the camera to cut out the middleman. So that was my first entry to just creativity.
In his earlier days with that camera, I I was working my butt off.
That's Elonte Davis, Elonte's mom. She says when he first picked up a camera, she was uncertain about his future. There were times when she simply didn't understand what a career in photography could look like. It made her nervous.
And I'm like, put your camera down and go get a job with some benefits. That's how I used to see it. You need this, or you need that, or you need to pursue a better job, or you need to. And he kept telling me, Mom, that's not what I'm going to do. And so it just didn't make good sense to me. But we had that conversation really every time I got upset. It's like, Mom, I'm not going to do that. It used to frustrate me. Like I said, as I watched him, his persistence I began to see that. I think he made a few dollars off a picture, and I really mean a few dollars off a picture. And he was just off to the races. But he's putting the work in now. He has taken some great pictures, tens of thousands of pictures, because he got them little things, and they got pictures upon pictures. He's a good kid. I know he's a grown-ass man. Right? He's my son, and he's just going, him and his sisters, they're going to be my kids all their life.
The hard work that Elonte's mother, Pearline, talks about reflects the hustle he aims to capture. Picking up a camera for Elonte isn't about the fame. He wants people to feel like they belong in places that are historically out of reach. Luminosity is a multi-artist exhibition celebrating 60 years of the Wright Museum. The exhibit shines a light on Black Detroit through the city's rich fine art scene, which includes Elonte. He has 3 of his photos prominently featured, and there are paintings and carvings by other artists that were created based on his photography. I walked through the exhibit with him as he described one of his photos on display and the feelings it captures.
Yeah, show us what they all
I got a picture over there, and I got some work over there.
No, you lead the way. And I just love the fact that I can always tell your work.
Oh, for real?
I mean,
that's kind of like, because I'm just starting to get there. Like, if people can just do that, so that means something. Visual identity.
It just has that flair.
So this is Bubbles. So this over this my little cousin birthday party. And they got the bubble machine going, but this some rabbits right here, they got the animals and stuff. But of course my main focus was these bubbles with her in there. So if you can see my composition, she really kind of in focus. And then I know the bubbles, in kink I was going, right? I'm calling it bubbles, but really it's really saying that pick me up, being there for your kids and stuff, on that pick me up. To even look, cause you see the kid, this ain't no baby. This a kid, so you don't gotta get picked up. But for you to be reaching to get picked up is we showing love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna pick you up.
And so you even see it
So when you see the kids walking around and they're looking at some of the exhibits, and especially coming to see your particular photo hanging up, what do you feel when you see the young kids looking at some of this and seeing themselves reflected in it?
So the day I came up here, it was a parent with her child. And I was up here, and then they was standing right here, and they was looking at it, and she took a picture of him in front of it.
Oh.
And I was like, dang. It's fake. I'm talking to y'all, but I'm over there, looking at me doing the sound. I don't know. It's really tough to describe. And so, being that this is a museum, and usually when we go to the museum, the artist's not living to talk about the work. So that's the real super surreal part about it too, though, for real. So I know it's the 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
So it's an honor.
Looking at his photos, it was clear Elonte wants his work to embody Detroit, preserving it for later generations to see. Being called a photographer doesn't do it for Elonte, though. So he's coined a new title for himself, one that reflects his mission to elevate the people who are often left out of frame.
We calling it photography, but I didn't looked at it as a memory engineer now. I didn't coined it. So
memory engineer.
We the worldwide visionaries. I'm a memory engineer. So archiving, you know what I'm saying, us, the community, the city, the culture, the people, our families, these moments and stuff. So so that's what I'm running with, a memory engineer for sure.
There are a few things that make Elonte Davis a phenomenal artist.
Oma Misha is the owner of Irwin House Gallery on West Grand Boulevard. She's been instrumental in supporting Elonte's growth by teaching him the fundamentals, from printing to putting together an exhibition. Elonte's first solo show and book, titled This Is What I'm Doing and This Is Where I'm At, was curated by Irwin House Gallery. It was a traveling exhibit, making its debut at Detroit's Car Center. Oma Misha explains what makes Elonte stand out in the fine art world.
In terms of the people that he is allowed to photograph, these are people who are part of his community, part of his family, part of his neighborhood. And he's described to me that when he initially went into his community with a camera, that it was not necessarily welcome. It took a while for people to get used to somebody kind of being around them and photographing them. That was something that people hadn't really been doing, like outside of maybe a family member, photographing a birthday party or just at home, but to have somebody just kind of photographing everyday moments that you don't think of as being significant. To have someone to see the significance in that and want to capture it and want to share it with you and to also show you off, like that they're proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of these people on my block and my family. I want to show the world how we live, like what we look like, how we live, what we love, how we love. So he's just really opened up a way for us to see each other and to be seen. There's something that lies beyond the camera between the photographer and their intent and their relationship with the subjects that really gives it life. And that's what gives Elonte Davis's photos the life that they have.
As a memory engineer, Elonte makes it a point to snap photos that hold reality, keeping in mind there can be beauty in everyday life. Not just capturing his community, but bringing those images to Detroit neighborhoods, redefining the idea of what a typical art gallery is. The Liquor Basket is a party store on Gratiot in Detroit. It's owned by Elonte's friend Dom. One night, while making a quick run, they had the idea to make the store a gallery. Elonte says both a museum and a liquor store are communal gathering spaces. He says all people, from all backgrounds, should have access to fine art, no matter where they are.
And the biggest thing I wanted to connect, because it's in the hood, it's a liquor store, and we know it got that negative, surrounding what liquor is. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to fight that heads on, because people be saying stuff, but they don't be doing nothing. So you got people, they could talk about stuff all day, like, oh man, the government this, or look our community, or like the grass, but you gotta take action. So I'm like, to take action, to hit this head on, love, appreciation, celebration. As soon as you come into the store, that's what you're surrounded by. Because everybody thinking, oh, it's liquor, pork, all the bad stuff. But at the same time, it's an option. This is an option. You could go in there and buy some water. You could go buy the spring water, alkaline water. You want the Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's whatever, it's whatever it is. So I just wanted everybody to know, as soon as they open that door, you hear the bell. And I had love, appreciation, celebration all around the whole store, just in aisles, freezers, whatever. Because in the hood, I feel like we need, in the hood, as in our community, as Black people, just as human beings, we need love. That's just the cure to everything. All evilness is just love. Then we got to come through with that appreciation. That make you feel a different type of way when you appreciate it. You go above and beyond if you're feeling appreciated, no matter what you is. And then we got that celebration, and that celebration is to actually acknowledge yourself and just be aware of what's going on, and let's celebrate, and that's the joy. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in that world of Black boy joy or Black male joy?
That's a great question. I kind of see myself going back to a memory engineer. So saving those memories of the joy, and something might not seem joyous at that moment, but without struggle and pain, it ain't no joy. You see what I'm saying? So like I take a picture, it might be some painful stuff, but like you go feel good when you, whatever the goal or like the crossover or whatever. So I definitely just think about making people feel seen. That's like that's like number one. So like, you know, people can get invisible in the social media times, and just like everybody just moving in their own world. And I feel like helping people feel seen and giving people these voices mean a lot, because I was that person. So like y'all see me, but I was probably like on the sideline, like throwing my hands up, like wanting a chance. So that's why I relate to, like, you know, I can't take a picture I don't feel. Like I feel stuff. I see it, but like the feeling is making me snap.
You can keep up with Elonte Davis on Instagram and Threads at slumdog_visionaire, or by searching Elonte Davis on Facebook. Container on the Metro is brought to you by WDET in collaboration with the Love Building and Gilbert Family Foundation. This series is produced by Connor Anderson, Jose Yanis, and me, Tia Graham. Original music by Sam Bobian, and audio editing by Connor Anderson. Our executive producer is David Lyons. To hear new episodes every Monday, subscribe to the Metro's podcast feed on all podcast platforms. Learn more at WDET.org/container.